Hi everybody, it's Jessica and I am just going to do a really quick video. It is a little late in my day and I need to get to my grandparents' house. So this is just a quick review on my thoughts of the Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Concealer. I have shade 350. I wear in the summertime in the Pro Filt'r Foundation 370. In the winter time, I was shade matched for 350, but I didn't get it because I had another winter foundation that I needed to use up. But basically, I've worn this for about a week. It came out on the, when did you come out? Did I say the 11th? Yes, it came out on the 11th. I remember that because we had a snowstorm that weekend. So it came out on the 11th, and I've been using this for on and off, I would say, for 2 weeks because it's the 27th now. So I've been using this on and off for 2 weeks. I compared it to my favorite concealer at the moment, which is Too Faced Born This Way. I actually did a test to where I wore Fenty on one eye and then Born This Way on the other eye, and then the next day I flipped it and I wore Fenty on this eye and then Born This Way on this eye, just because, you know, your under eyes aren't the exact same. So you might have more like lines in the one eye than the other, so I wanted to see like how it held up under both eyes per concealer, if that makes any sense. And the first time I used it, I wasn't a fan. I had watched other reviews and saw that they were like, oh, don't use too much because it's super, it has super coverage, it has really like good coverage, and you don't want to go too heavy with it because you'll have too much product. So I went in really lightly with it, blended it. Please don't, oh, hi. And so I blended it. If the camera shakes, it's because Piper is being Piper. And there it goes, shaking. But so I went in really very little with it. And then when I like blended it out with my beauty blender, it was patchy. And I was just like, I wasn't feeling it. And then I also, thank you. And then I also decided to, I also that day used the Pro Filt'r powder, I think it's called Pro Filt'r powder, but I used the powder with it, which is in the shade Hazelnut, which that is the wrong shade for me, so I'm not doing a review on the powder because I have the wrong powder. Do you want to get down or do you want to stay where you're at? Are you trying to get down? Do you want to get down? I do have the wrong shade. Hazelnut feels like it has a bit too much red in it for my complexion, so I'm going to try and go like 2 down, because Honey is the brightening one, which is right under Hazelnut. So I'm going to try and go 1 down, which is like the regular powder for the 200 series. So I had picked the powder that was for like the regular non-brightening powder for the 300 series, but it's too dark for me. It made me look sunburned. Just throwing that out there. But anyway, back to this. Like the first time I used it, I wasn't a fan. I felt like it was patchy, and that could be because of either the powder or because of, you know, the sponge I use. I use the Real Technique, like the small purple one that can go under the eyes. And so at first I was like, ooh, this was a mistake. But instead of like just like returning it right away, I was like, let me give it a second chance. And so then the next day I used a bit more, or quite a bit more, than what I used the first time I did it, used this concealer. And it was better. I still felt it was a little bit patchy. And again, I did use the not the Pro Filt'r, I did use the Real Techniques blending sponge. And so the next time I used it, I used a brush to blend it out, And then finally I decided because I have been just using like translucent like powder that have like color to them as my base, and so I've just been using my finger to blend it out. And so what I'll do now is just take in like a few swipes. She's so cute. I'll use a few swipes of product, and then I'll let it sit for a minute, and then like work on my brows, or just like put on some deodorant, which I need to do that right now. Put on some deodorant, and I will let it kind of get a little bit sticky, and then I'll take my ring fingers and like blend that out. And then I'll take a brush, like a concealer brush, and like I think it's a Sephora Pro Concealer brush. It's like a dome shape, and then I will like blend out the edges. And I did that today, and I like the way that that looks. And I will say that I do like this concealer. After trial and error and finding the way to get it to work for me, I have decided that this is a good concealer. It's not patchy. It doesn't live up to its claims of like not creasing, but I do have creasy under eyes. I have like liney under eyes, creasy under eyes, so I wasn't expecting that to be true. With concealers, I feel like you do have to manage your expectations with concealers and things like that, depending on like how your under eyes are. And I do have liney under eyes. Yep. Okay. There. You can go. And I do have liney under eyes, so I wasn't expecting it to be crease proof. But I will say that like right here, it didn't crease. Like, so right where like the eye socket, what was it called? I'm gonna call it that. It's not an eye socket, this is the eye socket, but where like the eye bag, it's not an eye bag either. But anyway, this little line between like where the eye area ends and it goes to your nose and stuff, like that little right there, it didn't crease there. So it is, I would say, and it never creased on like right here where I'm starting to like develop little baby crow's feet, and so it didn't crease there either. It just creased right in here, but you couldn't tell unless I would go like pull down the eye bag so you could see like where it had settled into those lines. So all in all, I think this is a very good concealer. I do like this shade. It's not too light for me, which I've had concerns about. But yeah, I do like this concealer. I would say that it holds up to the Born This Way, which is actually really good because Too Faced has been on one lately, and this is an alternative to me, you know, purchasing the Born This Way concealer again. Not say that I'm boycotting them or anything like that. I'm just taking a step back from Too Faced. But it's a moot point at this point. But it's like, what was I saying? But it's a non-factor at this point because I have basically a full container of the Born This Way concealer and a full container of the Pro Filt'r Fenty concealer. So I'm not going to be needing to buy concealer anytime soon. But let me get a little closer. My camera might be out of focus. I don't have one of those doo-doo-doo to like make it be in focus at all times. But this is a fresh application. It's been on my eyes for about 15 minutes. So, or maybe longer than that. It's been on my eyes for about 45 minutes. I'm tripping. I think it looks good. I'm happy with the product. I would purchase again, but that's a long ways away from me having to purchase concealer again. So this is what it looks like. It's been on my eyes, like I said, for about 45 minutes. I think it looks nice. So like I said, like here it doesn't really crease, but like as you can see, I have lines under my eyes, so it does crease in that. But like out in here, it doesn't crease. It doesn't crease over in here at all either. So it is crease proof to an extent. Hey guys, I'm just coming back in to check in. It is 8:54 p.m. I've had this on for about 8 hours. And so I just wanted to give a quick like, oh Piper, and that's Piper. Come here. Come here. So I just want to give a quick check-in on what the concealer looks like after 8 hours. So, say hello. This is what it looks like after 8 hours. I'm hoping everything is in the focus. I think that everything still looks good. It still looks fresh. I haven't touched up anything, as you can probably see from my lips. One of these, let me go back before I forget this. One, because it did say that it was like cry proof. And one day, like, my eyes were being super watery. And it actually held up really well because like they were like right in this little area right here. It just like was like just water, water, water. And then when I laugh, I cry. So, yeah. So I would say that it is water cry proof. So it did hold up on that. But I think that's all the points that I wanted to make. This was, oh, I guess let me say what I'm terrible at this. Okay, so this is 8 milliliters of products for $26. It's a creamy long-wear crease-proof liquid concealer with the lightest air, medium to full coverage, and that brightens under eyes and conceal blemishes and redness. I do agree with that. I feel like it's foolproof. It like, because the Born This Way is super, says it's super coverage. It held up really well. Like, you couldn't really tell that I had on 2 different concealers when I did do the one eye with Fenty, one eye with Born This Way. I did that twice, 2 days in a row. I would say that it's long wear. It is creamy, crease proof to an extent, depending on what your lineage is under your eyes. It is very light, and it does brighten and conceal. So yeah, I wouldn't know about redness, but I would say that it will conceal your tiredness. $28 for 8 ml or 2.27 ounces. I have the 350, which, see if I can find it really quickly, is tan skin with cool neutral undertones. Overall, I do like the concealer. It, I would say it's a winner. So I would say give it a try if you're looking still in the market for a good concealer. You've got the 26 plus tax to spend on it. It's not cheap. It's fairly pricey, especially when you consider the Born This Way is half an ounce for, I think, $32. This is quite a pricey concealer. But yeah, I would repurchase. All right, bye guys. In my next video, I'm gonna try and start filming on Sundays before I go visit my grandparents, and my next video will probably be an update on my panning project, my year panning project. Had a couple of, we'll talk about it then. But yeah, so bye guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like it, please like. If you like the few videos that I have, please subscribe. You might see Piper every once in a while. And so if you like cats, subscribe. But that is the end. Bye guys.